Fantasy games are always a good time, especially when you could take them on the go because they are mobile games. So today I dug up 10 fantasy style games that you may enjoy. Some on this list are some of my favorites and others are some that you may want to try. So let's dive into the top 10 in fantasy on mobile. First on today's list is Fog Battle Royale. This game is absolutely incredible. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler, but instead of dungeon crawling, you're dropping into a world in a battle royale style combat. It also looks a bit like a MOBA with that top-down look. I absolutely love this game. It's completely addicting and something that you're going to want to keep on playing over and over as you progress throughout the game, unlock new characters, and play against other real players that are actually in the game. Now, of course, you're going to be dropping into this world with absolutely nothing, farming it along the way, and if you encounter any opponents, you're going to be trying to take them down. This is my absolute #1 pick from today's list, and it's one that I think you should definitely go try because I think you're going to like it just as much as I did. Next up is Final Fighter, and yes, it may look like Street Fighter or another fighter that you guys already know, but it is definitely living in that fantasy realm. I absolutely love the graphics as well as the gameplay on this one. I think that the motions are very smooth, and this is a fighter that's often underrated or even left off of lists because it's just not remembered or not thought of initially. With this being said, Final Fighter is definitely deserving of being on today's list, being that we are focused in the fantasy realm. So if you're into fighters and into fantasy games, this is one you should go try out. Gods of Rome is another one of those fighters, casual multiplayer style games that is one that is often not on many people's radar. This is one that's built in a mythical realm, but definitely has that fantasy element to it as well. The characters that you're going to encounter are very familiar to characters that you've maybe seen on some television shows, movies, or just in the whole myth that you grew up with, the whole storyline. Graphics are pretty cool inside of this game as well, and the combat is fast and it's fun. So if you're into this age, this mythical age of battle, this is a game that you might enjoy if you're looking for a fighter that's from that fantasy realm. Plus, I mean, there's a tiger that's just walking around and chained up. Extraordinary Ones is the first MOBA on today's list, and when you think MOBA, everyone thinks of League of Legends or Arena of Valor or Mobile Legends, but you also have this one as well, one that again is often forgotten, not thought about when you're thinking about MOBAs, but today we're sending the love. We're giving it here because this one is focused in that fantasy realm with the typical MOBA gameplay style that we all know and love. So sometimes you want to be the guy or the girl that doesn't want to follow the crowd and you want to play a different game, a different genre, or a MOBA that's just different than other MOBAs that everyone's playing right now. If that's the case, this is one that you should consider. It looks great, the graphics are on point, it plays smooth, and honestly the game's a lot of fun. And if you're the fantasy type, this is living in your world. And next up is Bleach. This is an action RPG style game with definitely some more rough graphics than we're used to seeing in games such as Diablo Immortal or Genshin Impact, but this does have that gameplay style from that same genre. It's got that action RPG battling style combat. It is living in the fantasy world as well. This is a decent option if you're looking for something in that action RPG realm. Guys, if you like mobile games and you want to know what you should be trying out next or what's out there on the market, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on all the videos that I have bringing you guys that exact information. Legacy of Discord. This is an MMORPG that is actually quite popular. This one's sitting with over 50 million downloads. It's right, this one is not a brand new game, but it's an MMORPG that looks fantastic. It stood the test of time and also in that fantasy realm. Tons of people are playing the game, tons of people enjoy the game, and you could be one of them if you want to give it a shot yourself. I know that I'm always looking for what's next in the action RPG scene and as well in the MMORPG scene, and this is one that you're probably going to want to give a try to just because of the popularity and because of how fun the game looks. Also on top of that, the controls, super easy to get down, super intuitive, and you can just dive right in and start playing. Heroic's Epic Legend of Archero. Say that one 5 times fast. This is an RPG roguelike style game, and obviously one of my favorite things here is the vertical format. I'm personally always looking for nice vertical style games to play. This is one that has that fit. It has some really great graphics as well, and I love how the top-down element to this one looks. This is one of my most exciting ones on today's list, at least for me. Now, I know I said that about one of the earlier games on today's list, but they're very different genres, very different gameplay, so it's totally okay that I could say that. And you can too, because you don't have to just try one game on the list. You could definitely try more than that. This is one that I'm gonna actually go play a little bit more of after we finish this video. Dash Quest 2. Are you looking for something that's a little bit more retro, a little bit more pixelated, and a little bit more classic? If so, this could be a game that would interest you. Definitely gives you the feel like you're playing something from 15 to 20 years ago, and it's another one that's in that vertical format, which is something that I particularly like when I'm looking for a casual game to play. Dash Quest 2 is one that you could just take in bed before you're going to sleep or while you're online at the supermarket and get a few rounds in, enjoy yourself along the way, and kind of progress yourself through the game, which could be extremely satisfying. Another really fun one here that's going to bring you back to your days of young and just kind of have you reliving your gaming past. Knight's Edge is next, and this is one that I'm really excited about bringing to you guys because it is an absolute ton of fun. This one was actually implementing Tribe Gaming, which is an esports organization that I have a lot of friends in. They work together with this game to be part of the game and to help promote the game, of course, over time. In this one, you're going to be going from room to room, progressing your build as you go, and doing PvP, trying to be the victor. This game is really a lot of fun, addicting PvP combat that you're going to find yourself diving back into so you can get that progression more deeply over time. Super fun game, also pretty simple for you to figure out and to learn along the way, with tons of customization that's going to make you feel satisfied at the end of the day. This is another great one on today's list. Combat Quest is a roguelike RPG where you're going to basically be defending your space. I like this one because of the different character arts in the game. It looks really cool and has that old school game feel. Old school mean old school mobile game where you're trying to defend everything that you own. But check out some of these artwork styles. It's just very different, a little bit rough around the edges, and something that's just a little bit more classic and a little bit different than other games that we're currently playing that are more popular than the ones that we're seeing right here. This one's casual, fun, and worth a shot. Arena of Valor is one of the longest standing MOBAs on mobile devices. I actually played this one 6 years ago on this channel, and it is done really well. The reason it made today's list is because of its fantasy elements. It's a fantastic MOBA, extremely competitive outside of North America, and it's a really fun game that has different characters that you really may fall in love with. It has combat as well, similar to other MOBAs that we know from the scene, but you can upgrade your combat mechanics along the way. The game is a lot of fun, especially if you're into MOBAs and especially if you like fantasy. Royal Revolt Tower Defense, just because I needed to finish up this list, and I absolutely love tower defense games. This one's a lot of fun, worth trying if you're looking for some old school tower defense and just a little bit of fun. Now, if I missed your game, the game that you're currently playing, or the game that you're in love with, let me know what that is in the comment section below so I can have a look and it can maybe be featured in an upcoming video.